Jesus saved my life. Jesus saved my life, my life, my life. Jesus saved my life. Hey everyone, this is Warren with unashamedofjesus.org, making a new video for you today. And again, welcome all our new subscribers, and thank you for everyone who has already subscribed. That is all your comments, your feedback. We appreciate it. And you can continue to check out more content at unashamedofjesus.org. Like and subscribe. And if you want to contact me directly, you can email me at unashamedofyeshua@gmail.com. So today's video, just when you thought you've seen it all, you've heard it all, and then you continually come across something new. So this is a new story, and this is about a trans Methodist individual who has gone viral, I guess, on TikTok playing church bells. But so before I get into it more, I'm going to play you the video, and then we're also going to go over the article. And so let's begin here, and then we will talk about it. So here is Durham Memorial UMC goes viral playing Chapel Roan bell church bells for Pride Month.
You play a note and the whole city hears it.
Caitlin McDonald plays the bells every Saturday at Duke Memorial United Methodist Church. But a few days ago, on June 1st, she decided to play something you wouldn't find in a hymnal.
Chapel Roan's Hot to Go, because it seemed like an appropriate song.
It's pretty obvious that this is not a woman, that they identify as a woman, but obviously are a man. And this is part of the Duke Memorial United Methodist Church.
Song for the first day of Pride.
And this is the song that this individual is playing in a church using the church bells.
Hot to Go is just a fun song, first of all. It's also by a really publicly queer artist, Chapel Roan. This is who we are as a church. I mean, we have just LGBTQ people just kind of baked into the fabric of who we are.
Someone in
This is who we are as a church.
Durham heard the song and posted it to TikTok.
I did not expect to go, 14 million views viral.
Chapel Roan herself even reposted it, but it's the messages Caitlin started getting that moved her the most.
Saying like, oh, this really healed me, or, oh, I didn't expect to get so emotional, or like, why am I crying on a Saturday morning? Like, I've dealt with a lot of religious trauma, the church has pushed me away, and this like really helped me come to terms with some stuff.
That's when Caitlin knew
There is something greater at work here than just me playing the bells. We did have people in the pews the last 2 weeks who came because of a TikTok that they saw, which is really beautiful.
And though it was so simple, its impact was profound, leaving Caitlin to wonder,
what can we learn from that to serve our communities better, to reach out to the people that the church has historically pushed away? I think there's a real opportunity and a challenge for the church in that.
In Durham, Sydney Schofield, ABC 11 Eyewitness News.
All right, so there you go. There's our video of the trans man who gone viral on TikTok playing the church bells. Now, I'm going to also share the article I found upon this, and I'm going to comment on it. So here we go. Meet the queer Methodist who played Hot to Go on the church bells. And so this is the same video. And so as you can see, this is a new article, and this is something that apparently is going viral over on TikTok. And as this individual has said, that this is attracting people to their church. Caitlin McDonald, I guess his name he goes by. He is like, this is as you can see on TikTok, this has gotten over 7 million views, 1.5 million likes, which you would think is a great publicity stunt. However, the only problem is that this has nothing to do with Christianity. This has nothing to do with Christ. Okay, this has nothing to do with the Bible. So while it may sound great that it's attracting people to this church, you are not doing anybody a service, because you are not sharing a true gospel with anybody. You're not able to save anybody by sharing a false gospel. Roan, who grew up Christian but no longer identifies with the church, which is interesting. So they're playing in the Methodist church, but they say they don't identify with the church, whatever that may mean, is a booming icon in the younger queer and lesbian circles. A large part of this, McDonald believes, is McDonald's Missouri-based artist has demonstrated comfortability with unquestionably queer. McDonald, who is a queer transgender woman, told Sojourns that Roan's unashamed confidence and ownership of our identity inspires her. And this quote over here kind of ties it in. They installed this bell system in this church 116 years ago. And of course, I'm sure when they installed this bell system that they were expecting it to play songs that glorified Christ, right? That glorified God. However, instead, it's playing songs by a lesbian pop star. So, and they kind of bring this out, the kind of mock the church, kind of in a joking, funny way, but it's truthful. Like, you're making a mockery of the church. You're making a mockery of Christ. Christianity is really what this is doing. So as we continue to go on, there is no official sheet music McDonald consults. No, that's not surprising. But a mixture of pointed Google searches, music software resources. Okay. So she has no idea what she's doing. She just makes stuff up as she goes along, bangs some bells. There's only essentially a major scale on the Duke Memorial bells, but that's not necessarily the best key to play her music in. It takes a bit of massaging and finagling to make sure I'm putting the music in the right key. Intention of historical, unchanging structure of the bell tower contrasted with music she's able to play it. McDonald said she finds an opportunity for the church to proudly and tangibly proclaim queer inclusion. Okay. And again, the whole point of this bell system, the whole point of the church is to glorify Christ and to bring glory to Christ and to share the good news of Christ. It's not to bring pride to yourself. And that's the whole problem with this whole pride movement, among many things, is that it's all self-glorification. It has nothing to do with Christ. So as we continue to go on, typically the bells of the historical church ring to signal the start of a service for the community. McDonald, and this gives you some background of this individual, graduated from a Master's of Divinity from Duke Divinity School in 2021. So this could kind of give you an idea of what kind of curriculum and what they're teaching people at these seminaries, especially Duke Divinity. Don't waste your time or money. She's on track to be an ordained elder in the United Methodist Church. So this is, I found it interesting because earlier they said that they don't identify with the church. However, they're going on track to be an ordained elder in the United Methodist Church. So it's kind of a bizarre, not that anything about this isn't bizarre, but it's kind of a bizarre statement as to why, if you don't identify with the church, why would you become an elder of the church, which obviously is totally unbiblical to begin with. But and that's what I think a lot of these individuals who have taken up authoritative roles within the church as a bishop or a pastor or an elder, they're not doing it because they actually love Christ or want to serve Christ. It's almost like a blasphemous takeover of the religious system. That's kind of what it seems to me, and God's allowing it to happen because obviously I think there's been a lot of blasphemy within the church, and God's allowing this all to be kind of come undone, so to speak. A whole new Reformation movement is happening, I believe, in the churches. Especially on the first day of Pride, it felt important to me to ring out a song that would show the community and loudly proclaim who we are. And again, this is from a church. To proclaim our identity should be in Christ and not in your sexuality. So again, it's very bizarre. This whole liberal progressive Christianity is very bizarre. We should see queer. No, look at this statement. We should see queer sexuality as sacred. Okay, why? I think of human sexuality as a gift from God, and a part of God has created us to be. Then we should celebrate queer sexuality as much as we do heterosexuality. Who celebrates heterosexuality? That's what I don't understand. This idea that we should celebrate our sexuality, this has never been a thing, or there's never been a straight month. Okay, so again, these statements are nonsensical. They just don't make any sense. Queerness is a part of the image of God's place within each of us. Again, a statement that makes absolutely no sense, has no biblical foundation. But what else would you expect from this? So as we continue to go on in this, in a very literal sense, chapel. So this is the artist that she is playing the bells of. Music. So she says also. No, I don't know who this individual is, so I might be mispronouncing the name. Chapel Roan. Music is sacred. Really? Why? Why is this individual's music sacred, especially when it brings no glory to God whatsoever? I don't say that lightly, but I really do believe that theologically all music is sacred, which means that I really think queer music is also really sacred. Okay, and so when you're seeing things like this and parts like this, they're making obviously, number one, this is idolatry. They're making an idol out of human sexuality, and they're almost making a whole nother religion up out of this. She continually goes on saying this is sacred, that's sacred. No, none of this is sacred. No, all of this is idolatry. All of this is just man-made, carnal minded things. For McDonald, she also hopes that all the churches in their own way can think of ways that they can better care for queer people in the midst, even if they don't have church bells. Okay. And again, everything is always about them also. Like, it's not about Christ. It's not about, as John the Baptist said, I must decrease and he must increase, right? It's all about elevating Christ. And in these messages, it's nothing about that. It's all about elevating yourself, which is Satanism. So before we go, so that's what for this article. Like I said, I'll put all the links in the description of the video. I want to just show you the lyrics to this song that she's playing from this church, just to get you an idea of how sacred this really is. So apparently this song is called Hot to Go. And as you can see, it's not sacred whatsoever. It's all in my head, but I don't want non-fiction. I don't want the world, but I take it this city. Who can blame a girl? Call me hot, not pretty. Okay. And so it's all about basically human sexuality. No one's touched me there, blank, blank. So you get the idea. This is a song that should not be played in any church whatsoever, or in any reverence to God whatsoever. And again, this goes back to there is no fear of God. There's no reverence for God. There's no love for God. And that's the thing. We keep talking about love this and love that, love is love, but there's no real love for God. And this just shows that this is, if you had a love for God, if you truly love God, you wouldn't do things like this. This is total blasphemy. As Jesus said, if you love me, you would keep my commandments, which they do not. So this is what I have for today. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like and subscribe and share. And until next time, God bless you.
Jesus saved my life, That Jesus, he saved my life, and now he's healing my pain and my strife. There's nothing I could do to make my wrongs right. That's why Jesus gave his life.